Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from San Jose, going into our second best of 3 of the day. Up 1-0 TSM so far, but it's going to be on cash, and we're going to see if the North American hope here, Cloud9, can turn it around, Henry.
I hope so.
What do you think? What do you think after that first map?
I think this is actually a really solid chance for them. This is one of TSM's weaker maps, I'd say. We've seen them have some very questionable results on this in the past. Cloud9 definitely favour it, and this new looser playstyle as well. I like their T side very much. They're very good at getting the fast boosts in. They can get things done very quickly onto the bomb sites here. So as long as players like Sean, people have been pivotal in the last few months, I want him to step up. He can't go 115 again if they have a chance here. So 9th round going into this one. Cash, kind of a 50-50 map, I'd say. Slightly favours the CTs here, but in recent meta, doesn't really matter what side you start. It's all about the momentum built and how you can go into the first half. Let's see how this one goes down. But obviously, we've had one American team drop out of the tournament so far.
Yeah. Cloud9, CLG have been laid low. CLG fallen to G2 earlier in the first quarterfinal match of the day. Cloud9, I mean, we do have, well, 3 North American teams and 1 South American team here today versus 4 European teams. So Cloud9 are going to be next on the list, and we'll see. I mean, statistics favor the team that picks up the first map in a best-of-3 series to close it. Cloud9, this is still their turf. Cash, they're solid on. Dust 2, equally so. So it is not done yet here. For
I think I agree with the analyst. I think 16-13 in favour of Cloud9. I think that's a really good estimate going into this one. TSM have some issues on their T side on this map. It seemed a little bit too static sometimes. They can't really make their minds up as to where they're going to actually approach the bomb site. So let's see what Cloud9 have done. We know the players like Sean like to do their homework. They go very heavy on the anti-stratting here. Obviously, Jordan coming in with the calling this time. So it's going to be interesting how they approach this one. I love the way this team's come to life recently. Back-to-back tournament wins here on home soil. Can they do it again and actually stay alive?
And they get the hat trick.
This is, well, let's get past the first round first.
Yeah, right?
The hat trick.
I know, we got to calm down. Deep breaths, guys, deep breaths. But Cloud9, they are a threat. And the countdown has begun to get into the pistol, so this will be it, the second map in this best-of-3. Cloud9 looks like they'll be starting on the defense on the CT side with TSM starting on the offense.
Have some hype. Let's get some noise.
Yeah, it is time to make some noise. If you're a Cloud9 fan, you got to let them know. Let's go, Henry. TSM already, 2 guys going for nades, 3 Kevlar. They've got some options here. It's not just going to be a blunt force trauma to the head.
This is normally most T teams, I'll just go for a straight-up B rush these days. You can force the issue and make the CTs have a lot of pressure going into it. They're going to go for a more static approach here. One player towards the A storage, getting some attention there. It's actually going to be Zipex. The boost coming in, though, from nothing. He's going to be getting some key information here as he goes in, maybe able to catch a player in the back here. He does. It's going to be a bloodbath as Zipex gets taken down. He gets the advantage, but the B push coming in from the T right now.
Exactly. There's going to be a very quick backstab coming in from Sean Garris through vents if he wants, or through the B halls, but they are getting onto this side. Team solo mid, Skadoodle not going to be able to take a kill. Instead, it's Dupree to shut him down, and Sean Garris has been spotted early on, so the element of surprise is gone. Now it's going to come down to the hard work, landing the shots, and Cloud9, can they get it done? The bomb has been planted, and TSM, they've got control of the site. Freakazoid starts off strong by taking out Dupree. Freakazoid with 2, and there's a 3rd, perhaps, yes! Although Songears, no, don't kill nothing! Device is the last man alive at the back of Checkered, and they're going to be able to get this down. This round locks down here, Cloud9. Another kill coming in for Sean, and that was a beautiful retake, Henry. They had everything under control, it looks like, the North Americans.
Yeah, the team kill comes in, obviously. The thing is, if you're making frags against your team, like, if someone gets in your way, I've always said to my teammates, just kill me if you have to. If it means you're going to get a kill in exchange, that's absolutely fine. That comes in.
Say that on matchmaking.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. So that retake, I mean, I don't know how Freakazoid managed to get those 2 frags, but fantastic work from him. Seemed like TSM had that round tied down. They get a distraction towards A. The B play comes in, the bomb goes down. You think that's it, but somehow Cloud9 come to life in that round and actually spots TSM towards that A storage as well. They haven't force spawned to this one, but that's going to help though. Cajun B with the Deagle play towards the B bomb site. Not really sure why nothing has to face in that situation, but he took the face, gets his head ripped off, and he's punished for it. As we go to the 5-on-4 now. T's don't really have anything to work with in terms of economy, but they have got those Desert Eagles. We know how deadly these guys can be with them.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Those Desert Eagles, now they're such a threat. You cannot face them because these guys will take your face off. I mean, Dupree as well, he's pretty much one of the top Deagle players in the world right now. This guy always seems to get something out of it. So it is not done yet here for Cloud9. They've got 4 players alive. They still have some SMGs and a rifle. And the 1 scout, 2 players playing solid on the A site here, and TSM are just taking their time. Sean Garris removes Dupree, and the push begins, and they're going to lose 1 man right off the bat. Freakazoid, he trades 1 for 1 at least, and Shroud goes leaping into Kerrigan, takes him, and the B2K kill afterwards. Headshot on the Zipnix. Cajun looking for a headshot of his own, but Juan Dig, he's busy. He's off eating a tortilla somewhere. It is going to be Cloud9 getting a 2nd round on the board.
That was really nice movement from Crowder. That's the player I really like on the screen right now. Getting this phase on, like, getting around this confusing terrorist completely there, gets the kills he needed to. They only dropped 2 there, so this is what we expected. TSM coming with the force by this round. So they're going to have AK-47s, only 1 smoke grenade to play with as well, so quite a simple play coming in. I'd assume they're going to go for mid-control here and try and just make sure they can find his first pick. It's going to be Skadoodle with a scout to challenge him as well. Difficult situation for him. Boost has come in, does spot them as well, doesn't land any damage just yet, but TSM are aware they can probably gain mid-control now. There's going to be only 1 player there.
And nothing, attempting for the push, but Sean Garris is there actually, somehow comes out at the opposite angle, trades 1 for 1 at least, so they have that going for him. He gets peppered with some shot as he tries to make his way back onto the site, and he will succeed, but TSM, they are just making some noise towards that B site. They're making sure that Cloud9 have to be a little nervous over here. In the meantime, they're taking over mid once again.
Well, this is the thing. As the Maniac was saying on the desk, Shroud is pushing to A storage now. They've lost middle, they need to gain positional control somewhere else. Shroud's in the A storage, he's calling in for his teammates to push up here, and now the execution coming in. Freakazoid takes a lot of damage because a decent nade off towards Highway.
Oh, wow, that was a thing of beauty. He just touched down on the device. And Dupree now going to be pushing up. Shroud is here with that UMP, gets the backstab right off the bat, gets the second one as well. What a follow-up. And Zipnix is now going to be in a 1v3. He can get it done. He's been on fire recently. There's the first kill, takes out Sean, gets the second. No! What was that?
What was that? The jumping scout.
He had 5 HP, Skadoodle.
It looked like that kill was all tied up for him, coming down to the one-on-one, but somehow he lands it, and really nice play there from Shroud once again. Like I said, as soon as they lost mid-control there, Skadoodle gives a call to his teammates, they react, they smoke off the A corridors, push into A storage, and make sure they actually have some control of the map. You can't allow mid to be taken over with no reaction, so the CT's playing perfectly. Shroud comes back in after the damage is done by Freakazoid, and they take the round and force TSM onto these deagles once more. This time, though, they still don't have any grenades. They're just going to be trying to work on those 1 deags and seeing if they can find the entrance in that way, but the CT's reading this very nicely. 2 SMGs to play with. That's going to be the perfect weapon to have in hand. There it is. Nothing. Takes down Cajun B to bring it to the 5-on-4. Some decent damage done as well to the rest of the team.
Ooh, a bit of a scary moment there. Nothing actually gets followed up on as he tries to push further into B Hall, so he's still occupying Toxic, looking towards Garage. Not going to find anything, though, and he decides to back off, so this is the correct play to go for. He's low on HP. And in the meantime, TSM trying to create some kind of opening here on the A site, but Freakazoid not interested. He gets the headshot. Freakazoid with the 2 kills. He's waking up. 3, is he going to get the 4th? He could do it. Device with that deagle. He's always a threat, and he gets caught reloading, but now it gets a little dangerous here. If you can hold these angles with the Deag, this is easy work here for Device. He can land those shots, but Freakazoid not interested. Gets the 4th kill. Quad anti-eco play for him.
Yeah, Device trying to make sure he didn't get that 4th man. You don't want to get a player like Freakazoid pumped up, because once he gets rolling, he hits hard. So he manages to get the 4 kills, and this is the round is going to get interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Cloud9 went for something audacious, go for the 3-man push towards B storage, for example, try and take the game. They've got those 2 MP9s here. This is exactly what they're going to do as well, I think. Show some aggression here, try and take the game towards TSM. We're going to try to react to this.
Yeah, they've got the incendiaries, but Kerrigan is not wanting to give them the space. He goes charging out, instantly removes Shroud. And Freakazoid still here on the edge, but he misses the opportunity to get the easy kill onto Dupree, and now it's going to get a bit tough for him. He has to get the spray down versus Kerrigan, and he manages it. In the meantime, his teammates have also taken another kill. They do bring it back, though, TSM, to a 3-on-3. And they've got control of that ace, or they're close to. They have a man holding very close at top short. And Skadoodle is going to be the first point of contact here for Cloud9. Very passive way of playing this for Cloud9. They're aiming for a retake, perhaps.
This is the thing. They went for that B push and didn't get anything from it. There was so much action going on towards mid. They lost the frag. It still is a 3-on-3, but so hard for the CTs here. You can see they've got no men on that A bomb site here. No real information to play with, but Sean comes up huge with an AK-47 headshot, takes down Dupree, and brings it to the 3-on-2. They're not out of the woods just yet. They have no idea where the bomb lies. Nothing's still on the MP9 here, so he's got his work cut out for him if they do opt to go towards that B bomb site. They just sat around the vent area, just seeing if they can get the refrag onto Sean just now, trying to get some attention, I guess, towards middle as Zipex makes his way towards B storage with the bomb. This next frag will be very important. Can nothing just find 1 here just to secure the round?
Well, Zipnix has some nades to work with as well. So there could be one choice opportunity here. They have the smoke for CT. That's going to go down. So Sean not going to have too much of an impact. It's going to come down to nothing. He gets spotted, goes for a long distance spray, but with an SMG like the MP9, that's going to be so difficult to pull off. Nice bank nade onto Zipnix, drops him down to 25. But they still have to go charging in here, and Skadoodle's just going to commit. He's looking for the headshot, and he gets it! Zipnix is gone! Device in the B halls, though, there to ruin his dreams. And TSM, they hang in there, and they get that first round.
That Deagle shot, I thought he was just destined to win that one-on-one clutch there. But Cloud9, it just came down to Jordan there with the MP9. Is such a difficult position to be in. You can't really hide. There's nowhere to go. You needed to find the 1 frag, and the long-distance spray of that gun's not going to be enough. TSM doing all they could there and managing to clinch their first round of this half. Brings it to 4-1. Obviously, though, this Cloud9 bankroll is still pretty high. Nothing still with the MP9 on this one, so that's interesting. But we have got the AWP on Sean Garrett this time and Skadoodle. The double orb setup coming in.
Oh, they might not expect 2 players to be here, though. Sean Garrett misses that first shot. There's the pop blast, and there's nothing. Springs forth and takes out Cajun B. That was the only man there for TSM, though. Skadoodle will land a shot versus Device, and a two-man advantage now for Cloud9. This could be a catastrophe for TSM, Henry. If they lose this round, their economy gets completely reset.
That means they have $1,400 going into the next round. You can see this is what I was talking about TSM on their T side. When they're locked out of this sort of situation, it just seems like they kind of they get so static. They don't really know how to approach the situation, especially when the CT start forcing the issue on them and making them feel that pressure. So CT's pushing towards B storage again. Cloud9 by making that MP9 work for them somehow, but now TSM still have 50 seconds on the clock. They've gained mid control as well. Dupree and Carrigan making their way towards highway. But Skadoodle, he's towards quad. This is the perfect position, the absolute perfect setup for this sort of play.
What they can do to try and mess with him is stack up together, which is what they're going to do. They run a pass together, but then the second man's just a little bit too late. Skadoodle misses the follow-up shot, though, but this is the last man alive here for TSM. It's just Zipnix, and he doesn't even have the bomb. And he doesn't have a life. Freakazoid ends it.
So after winning one round and losing the subsequent round, for anyone not familiar with the Counterstrike economy system, it means you only get $1,400 going into this one. It means you lose your match losing bonus going into this, so they're going to be a full eco this time. They can't really justify much more than any one P250 in fact on Cajun B, so CT's well aware of this situation. They can play a very defensive game here, especially when you have two AWPs, have them set up as turrets and leave a bomb site. The rest of the guys just wait and drop the grenades on them. That's not really what you want to do.
What are you doing, Sean? Well, okay, get the 2 kills, Sean. Get the 2 kills, that works. What?
Like I said, you know the situation of their money. You do not need to force it like that, but somehow Sean gets away with a double CZ kill, stays alive as well, so he's probably...
That's one of those situations where we're like, Sean shouldn't be pushing like that with an AWP up close to pistols that'll one-shot headshot you, and then he's like, oh, wait, hold on, I got this.
Just because he pulled it off doesn't mean it was the right call. He just somehow got away with that, with his life there. But
sometimes it happens.
TSM potentially should have gone with the double eco here. You can see they have 4 support, they've gone for Galils and Tech 9s. This is going to be a big round for them. Pushing up, going towards middle. It's going to be 2 CDs waiting for them on the boost towards sandbags. In difficult position for them. It's going to come down the next 5 seconds. These frags coming in. Carrigan finds the first one, takes down Shroud. It's going to be his teammate Nothing with him as well. So he gets taken down, and finally TSM looking in good shape on Cash.
They had no idea that Freakazoid was there. They have no idea that Freakazoid is behind them in short. This could be at his moment. Goes for the tap, manages to pick up the first man, and they are just wondering right now, TSM, how the hell did this happen? They aren't going to pause for too long, though. They go charging onto the B site and catch Sean Garros out in the open. So it's going to be a 2-on-4 retake now for Cloud9, and it's not looking too good, unless they can get a kill very quickly here. But no. Freakazoid decides to back off, play it safe, and they're just looking for a way out of here now, Cloud9.
That's an interesting round for TSM to win. The round they have Galils and Tech 9s just going nice and fast there, and that's what they probably need to enforcing a little bit more. Just utilizing the men they have, the talent they have available, just get in and cause havoc there, and they choose. It was an interesting setup though from Cloud9. I'm not really sure why I had 2 players towards sandbags there. I assume they're trying to boost onto the roof and get their setup rolling that way, but did not work out for them at all. They get punished with the grenades and locked down there. Freakazoid had that chance. Had he phased a little bit earlier, could have got a couple more out of it, but he only gets 1. He's going to be the last player remaining as well. Just saving towards Cajun B. He comes in and punishes him.
That is painful, because otherwise Freakazoid might have been able to save Skadoodle's op and save a lot of money there. But
money's not too bad for CTs though. They've got about 5k average on the board. You can see they will be going for 4 rifles this time. They have been rolling a double AWP setup. Just going to be Skadoodle this time. Still have a reasonable eye going forward. The difference is for TSM on this one, they have the AWP for the first time here. They're trying to clawing their way back into this. That was a big round for them to win. As we go into number 9 here, looks like they will be getting most of their forces towards the A site, including the bomb as well. But this 3-man setup coming in, this is an interesting play from Cloud9. They're going to be doing the one boost. Did he nail it? Yeah,
he got it. Oh, buddy. Shroud's going to get the Vice for free. Oh, that is some tricky stuff.
Creative Counter-Strike at its best there. Shroud comes up, gets the job done, and probably wants to fall back in this situation now. Doesn't die, so really interesting play there. Brings it to the 5-on-4. TSM probably a little bit rattled by that one.
Whoa, what a shot. Freakazoid turns back just in time to spot Cajun getting boosted up behind him. Well, now 2-man advantage for Cloud9. TSM are still grouped up, though. They've got the 2 guys in garage, and they're rotating that bomb over towards B. But unfortunately, there's going to be a bit of a reception there. Sean is already in position to take out Dupree, and now this is where life gets very difficult for TSM as they get whittled down to a tiny little nub, and Carrigan is going to be the last man alive with that AWP. Getting shoulder peeked as well. Shroud played with fire. There's the wall bang, but it's not going to get the kill, and now the hunt begins. Cloud9 not going to let him get out of here in one piece. Okay, but he still gets the one. He still gets the one on Freakazoid.
So that round with Cloud9, I guess you could call that a little bit cheesy from them. Getting up that run boost, very unorthodox. They nail it though. That's so cool. Like, Shroud comes up. You can see Device had no clue that was even a possibility. That fast play coming in. He gets the first kill, manages to stay alive as well. And another devastating round for TSM to lose. As once again, they're on the Galils and Tech9s. I'd assume they'll probably try and do something like a set piece onto A, get the smoke down in some simple areas here. Maybe boosting up towards mid, just trying to get that same round they did before that worked out for
What
them.
worked, right, I suppose. Yeah. This time, though, there aren't two players stuck in mid. Cloud9 aren't even here to contest. It's Sean Gares holding in B Halls. He misses the shot there. We panned away from it. He's not going to get any joy. He just spots the one man. That was Cajun B with the AK. And in the meantime, though, they did go for a double push into Squeak. So Cloud9, they got a lot of information over on that A site. They've left a man lurking behind as well. That's going to be Shroud, just to look to do as much damage as possible. Dupree with the jumping shot on the Freakazoid, though, making it look easy. And now, well, he's sitting on the A site. Little do they know, though, there's a second man waiting in the wings. And, well, I guess they found out because Device finds Shroud in the end. And this is quickly getting out of control. TSM again with the force buy. They're making it work. Cloud9, they're down a man. And that is, wow.
Okay.
How did that happen? Nothing finds the headshot eventually on Cajun. And just like that, it is now a man advantage for Cloud9. Ska missing the shot. Ska gets the follow-up. He could get the second. No, he's not going to get the second in the end, but Dupree is still in a 1v2. Sean with the one AWP. Nothing with very little HP, and Sean is gone. It's all down on nothing. He's been spotted. He's lost the element of surprise, and Dupree sees it coming from a mile away. Easy spray for Dupree, and the clutch for TSM.
Dupree, 4 kills that round. Another round, they had Tech9s and Galils. They make it work. I'm not really sure if he even got to quad undetected there. Found the first kill on the Freak, and then it comes down and the round just collapses. The thing with Cloud9 as well, they had such great positioning on the map. They're pushing the Squeaky. They got all the way through that, and this got shut down with the jumping Tech9s coming around all the corners there. Dupree, so good in those sort of situations. Very clever play from him. Makes the clutch work for him. And the important thing is the money's been reset. Dupree, not done yet. Just be going straight out towards middle. There will be a player on the other side of that smoke. Gets down Cajun B there. Shroud comes in as well. Dupree punishes him, but he's in a difficult situation now. Gets a headshot on him.
Ooh, lots of damage being done here. Great teamwork coming out from Cloud9. Freak working very well there to pick up one kill. He gets caught out in the open. Still, second man. His teammate is there to do the damage this time. It's Skadoodle turning it into a 1v3. And now Device to pick up that bomb. He's been spotted. They know where he's playing from. And Cloud9, they can close in on him. They've got 2 rifles to work with and a man set up for the flank as well. Nothing lying in wait. Skadoodle stuck in checkered, and Device, he's inching his way forward, but little does he know, he has no way out now. He is boxed in. It's go forward or die, and Skadoodle not even going to give him the chance.
What is going on? So when TSM have the Galils and Tech9s, that's when they seem to come into their own. Even when they're up against the pistols, they seem to struggle. They go for that fast play out towards mid. Dupree isolated by himself, he goes down, and then the crossfire comes into the CTs, and it seems like they're overthinking these rounds a little bit too much. But Cloud9 coming back into this, it's going to put TSM back onto another eco here. They won't be at the same sort of buy going into this one. They have the Desert Eagles, P250s, and Dupree has got head armor as well. We enter round number 12. Device is going to be going for a quick peek there towards A main. Nothing takes down Cajun, and this should be a tied-up round. Not really much he can do with this one.
Cajun has not had too much luck over in those B halls so far. Nothing, and Sean Gares seem to be finding a lot.
What can they do with this? Really showing presence. Much play. They've actually got Dupree, though. He's made his way towards highway. Can probably give a call towards his teammates. Skadoodle, though, takes down one of his friends. That's going to be Device. That's the bomb being dropped as well. And Shroud finished off Carrigan. That's going to be tying up this round. Just Dupree remaining. He gets put to sleep by Freakazoid there. 9-3. Once again, TSM. Difficult times with them in terms of the money. They're going to be on those Tech9s and Galils once more, Assembler. This is the rounds they seem to favor, though. Maybe this is their new approach to the map. Just make sure you have Tech9s and you're bound to win by the looks of things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, they're very quick, and they've always been like that as well. Once Kerrigan got onto this team, he always just seemed to lead from the 4 with the Tech9, find the headshots. It's just, they seem to be so comfortable with it, and it's also this no-fear mentality approach when you're on pistols. You just go in and you get the job done, such as this. Kerrigan walks in, takes out Shroud. Freakazoid is there from short, though, to stop Dupree, and he could get a second one as well, and he will. Nothing is Skadoodle, chiming in. And it's just Cajun now, looking for the shot, but he gets dinked right off the bat down to 12 HP, and it is not looking good here for TSM in this force buy scenario. Not good at all. Cloud9 coming alive, even screaming, getting a giggle out of Shroud.
Well, there we go. So this is what I was talking about exactly before the game. TSM, when they're not finding the picks, Their T-side is a bit of a blunder. I think it has to be said here. They don't have the set pieces to fall back onto. They don't have any B executions. You'll see a lot from top teams here. When the pick's not working, you can go into like teams like Titan and Envious will have these great B plays and Molotovs and flushing out CTs. TSM just don't seem to have that on this map. They just rely on going fast and some people stepping up with big clutches here. We're going to round number 14 with once again the Tech-9s and head armor. And they will be going towards the B-bomb side as well.
Very scary indeed. But that timing on the flash was perfect. Nothing with the teamwork. He's going to go charging forward as well. Gets a Molotov down. Just a little bit of fire damage. And it's going to be a very quick rotation in from Shroud. He's looking for a target. He'll find one, but he fails to seal the deal. Freakazoid, though, will take out Kerrigan. And that bomb has been denied. They don't have the plant yet. No reason to overcommit, though. And Freakazoid gets punished. And it's going to come down to Skadoodle now in a 1v3 clutch scenario. Bomb will get picked up. He heard that, and now he's going to peek. Gets Device. He knew he was holding close. And now he knows that the other player is over on B Halls, so he's got all the info, Ska. How does he want to set it up now?
This has got to be very careful from TSM. We've got to try and get the bomb down undetected. Skadoodle making his presence known. Cajun B punishes him, and that's another force spike working out for TSM. I don't think they're yet to actually win a gun round here. It's just the Tech-9s doing huge work every single time. You can see the money for Cloud9. Very strong still, but really interesting rounds getting them on the board for TSM here.
Double AWP is going to be the call here for Cloud9. They are not holding back. They just want to obliterate TSM. But I think they've already done so in this first half scoreline. 10-4, even if it ends 10-5, this is a fantastic first half for Cloud9 going into the second. So they got to be feeling good about themselves. Now they just have to lock down this last round. TSM, it is crucial that they pick it up. But Freakazoid right on the edge. He's going to get spotted by Zipnix. No joy here for the North Americans.
Put it down to the 5-4. Skadoodle makes his way towards quad. He's going to be pivotal in this round. Going to get smoked off as well. Nightmare for him. Teammate Shroud needs to step up and help him out. What can he do with this one? He gets taken down. Just Skadoodle now. 5-on-1 on the bomb site. Can he find the first frag? He does. Gets the bomb as well, but Zipex takes him down. Huge retake required here on the 15th round.
What's going on? Zipex has just come alive here. He's done with these shenanigans. He gets 3 to open it up. He's even alive to do more damage here. Nothing gets spotted coming through onto short, and it's going to be Device dunking an 8 on Shangers. So nothing, the last man alive here in a 1v4, and he's going to be spotted as well. So no element of surprise here for him, and Cajun to pick up the last frag of the half. 10-5, the final score. Cloud9, though, still coming out ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a very convincing half for them. TSM, I keep mentioning that their T side is very lackluster. They need to work on that. They need some stuff to fall back onto when these fast pushes aren't working, and they seem like even when they gain mid control, they're just unaware of what they need to do to actually enter the bomb sites correctly. They rely on Dupree heavily to get big clutches, and then the Tech-9 buys speak for themselves. That's where the most of their 5 rounds came from. I think 3 of them out of the 5 were actually Tech-9 rounds. So that really does, that's a stat that really does surprise me. But here we go then, second half coming in. Cloud9 going to have 3 sets of armor here. 2 smokes on Shroud and Sean. They will be opting to go towards the A-bomb side, it seems, maybe boosting 1 player up. It's going to be a straight-up A set piece, it seems, when there's 2 players waiting for them.
No hesitation at all here from Cloud9. Although, as I say that, they do slow down the pace a little bit. Looked like they really wanted to get in there quick.
They're going to be smoking off short and quad here, bursting out, probably concentrating on the bomb side, but Device shuts it down. Here we go.
Device with the headshots and Device with the second. He's going to wrap up a third. Perhaps he's still alive, and he finds it as well. Doesn't have time to get the reload, though. Skadoodle will shut him down. And Shroud coming alive as well. They're doing some damage here, Cloud9. They're fighting back, but it's still a man advantage for TSM going into the retake, and those smokes, they aren't going to last forever. Ska, though, well, he is going to do something that lasts forever. That is eternal. Cajun B is now put to sleep, and now a 2-on-2 with so much time to work with Cloud9. They can still try and look for TSM to make mistakes like that one. Dupree takes a fight with Ska. He loses his face for it, and now it's on Kerrigan, 1v2. No reason now for Cloud9 to peek. No reason for them to get antsy. They're holding the angles, and Kerrigan with some great pre-fire there nearly takes out Skadoodle. Do they know where he's playing from now? He spots the man holding close, and Ska takes the peek. Quad kill for Ska in the pistol round. And Cloud9, this is the start they were looking for in the second half.
I've been his critic recently, but that was absolutely sick. After, well, Device picks up 3 headshots at the USP. He comes back and he does one better. He gets 4. Locks that down, that 2-1 situation. Cloud9 definitely coming to life now in the second map. All to play for here. TSM have force ball. They're not out of the woods just yet. Cloud9 need to make sure they win this round. They can't afford to lose the anti-ego here. Going to be boosting up. Skadoodle gets the first kill, takes down Device as well. Kerrigan winning at the sandbags though. Next frag going to be vital. Can they do it? Just need to hit a couple more shots. Grenades raining in. Unable to kill him just yet. It's a bloodbath. Cajun B answers back as well. This is all to play for now. Cloud9 need to find the next frag towards sandbags.
They need to get rid of this guy. Kerrigan, how is he still alive?
Crazy scenes there.
They don't need to fight him, though. Dupree, he's going to find Shangers, and they're just going to press forward. Zipnix now getting into position. He's going to get double peeked, though. Not expecting Skadoodle to be playing there as well. gets caught, and now Kerrigan, just like that, nothing finds him out in the open. So they keep their cool, Cloud9. They don't throw away the round. They keep 3 players alive at the end of it, and that's a 12th round on the board.
That's a scary prospect. When you know you're going up against an Eco around there or a potential force buy, boosting up and just going straight on that roof and facing, you don't know what lies on the other side. You could run into the stack as they did. It was very sloppy, but in the end they made it work for them. It was quite convincing towards the end, and now they guarantee themselves this round should be a no-brainer. There's nothing really bought for TSM. They're going to keep it nice and long range, 4 rifles, 1 recon player in the form of Sean Garrett. Skadoodle keeping up this great form he's had this series, takes down Kerrigan, open up the round, and now they can make their way towards B. They need to make sure they stay frag for frag. Can't allow a player like KGB to get frags. Shroud locks him down, and this one's all tied up. Just need to hold the key areas of the map now, and it should all go in their favor.
Yeah, very clean work indeed. And Cloud9 really just moving together, making sure that they're always in position to get the refrag as well. Even had KGB managed to take out that first man, second, third, fourth man would have been right on top of him. Would have been too much. So Zipnix playing from the vents is going to be the last man here, but they know exactly what's going on here, Cloud9. They're shaping up to have a perfect anti-eco round. Oh, everybody survives. Great money for them now going into the rest of this, into the first buy round here for TSM.
You know what the great news is for Cloud9 as well? After that force buy from TSM in the second round, they know no AWP is going to be coming out for the Danish side here. They've got such an advantage, even to the extent where Sean's actually going to keep his MP7 going forward. They've got such a great window here. No kits for TSM, no Molotovs as well, so they have the great opportunity here to close this one out right now if they can win this round.
Wow, and Shroud, yeah, exactly. Not afraid to challenge, just goes straight for it. Not going to be able to pick up that follow-up kill. Skadoodle lending him a hand. Manages to take on Freakazoid. That's not going to help things here for Cloud9, putting them a man down. And TSM are sitting pretty. Kerrigan decides it's time to back off. He's done his work now. Just play it safe, maintain the man advantage, and make Cloud9 sweat. You have all the time now. TSM, you still have a couple of nades to play with as well. 2 flashes, no kit though. So that's a little worrisome for TSM. If it gets into a plant situation, they're going to need to be quick, very swift in the retake.
Well, nothing is boosted up. He's just trying to scout out. He knows that sandbags is an area Kerrigan normally favors. This time he's towards highway. This will be taking it quite methodically. Corner for corner. Shroud does punish Kerrigan as well. It's a great frag from him. Cajun replies though, bringing it to the 3-on-2. Cloud9 still have an option into this one to go to the A-bomb side. Nothing going to be leading the charge as well. Flashing on the CT player. He's going to be blind. It's going to be Zipex taken down. Brings it to 2-on-2. Very low HP for both T players though. But once again, no kits on the CTs. They need to act fast. And there it is. Device takes down nothing.
Finds that angle. Ska has some flashes though, and he's going to make use of them. First one goes out. One for A main as well in case the backstab was coming in. Just a little bit early. Cajun B will be pushing through. And instead, he's going to be watching towards CT now, where Device, he's lurking, just waiting for his teammate to dunk a nade onto him. Ska, there's no hiding. They knew exactly where he was.
There it is, TSM at the beginning of that round. When you have no kits available, you need to be finding that first pick. You can't allow Cloud9 to actually fully execute or bomb site, especially when you're on the back foot there. You need to go in, force you through a little bit more, make sure you're taking the punches to them. They got those first kills, brought it into a difficult situation for Cloud9. The fact they got the bomb down means they can get a decent buy into this round. Freakazoid was 7K there. No AWP purchase. I can see Skadoodle well again. He actually has got the orb. So there it is. They're going to change things up a little bit here. TSM still in a difficult situation in terms of their money. If they lose this one, they're going to be onto a very...
Well, it's pretty much map.
Yeah, exactly. So a must-win round for them. So we're going to number 20 here.
Yeah, this is it. They have so little room for error, TSM. It's been a very rough start to the first half. It was a rough first half as well. A rough start to the second, rather.
Yeah.
But now we get to see, can they keep their cool? Zipnix and Shroud pretty much even on HP. So a little bit of a skirmish to begin things here in the round. Cloud9 have got control of A main now, though, so they are going to be able to set up for this A play if they want. And they've left a man behind, Sean Garrett over on B side, so they know that there's no aggressive push coming out from TSM. Cloud9 still having very decent information to work with here going into it. One issue is that they just haven't put up any kind of fight mid.
Well, this is the thing, and that's why Kerrigan's so confident playing in there by himself. You can see Cajun B is backing up from the vents as well, so not committing to anything just yet. The bomb's still down towards T-spawn, nothing to be guarding, and looking for some pushes, but Device finds that first frag. Great pick from him to take down Shroud. Brings it to the 5-on-4 now. Freakazoid needs to do some work. He needs to be looking for a pick here. Bomb still hasn't been picked up yet, but nothing to be pushing through towards middle with his own smoke. Rattles off some shots towards highway there, but Kerrigan's going to be waiting for him. This is going to be a big frag here. What can nothing do in this situation? 30 seconds remain.
He had the right idea. He was still moving when he took that shot, or that bullet might have just got the headshot on Cajun through the vents. Instead, he's going to have to do it the hard way. And Cajun, still playing from vents, is going to catch him off guard. They're just getting completely, well, manhandled right now, Cloud9. It is not looking too good for him.
The fact they have 15 seconds as well, they've only just picked up the bomb this round.
They actually have no time. Sean needs to find the kills. He's going to do it the hard way. He's going to get picked off by Cajun B, though, after taking out Dupree. And now it just leaves, well, yeah. Skadoodle, no option but to back off, hold on to his AWP. A critical round picked up for TSM. And this could be the beginning of the run back. This team, of course, for the longest time was famous for just having like the brick wall CT side. You could run into it all day and it would never crack. Yeah,
I agree. It's always been the T side that's been the issue for them. We saw that in the first half. They managed to get 5, which I think is enough. But obviously, they're in touching distance now of losing the second map. Cloud9 will have enough to justify by going to this one. Skadoodle with that AWP once more. Sean's going to be on the Tech 9. But a big one nonetheless, because it looks like Cloud9 going for that fast A play. Going to be sending 3 players towards storage, 2 towards Squeaky Door. It's going to be 3 cities waiting for them though. What can they do with this? Sean's going to be leading the charge, and he makes his presence known as well. They need to move just about right now. They've got no other players on the map.
It's time for the change of pace. It's time to change it up as soon as the smoke clears. They're waiting to see if Skadoodle can have some kind of an impact. He spots the man, but he doesn't pull the trigger. That might have been it right there. Instead now, TSM, they're thinking this is going to be an A play. They've begun the rotation. Cajun B's going to get over into CT. Kerrigan's already up on short. This is going to be a slaughter. Device, Sipnix, Kerrigan, everybody getting a piece of the action. Skadoodle and Shroud are the last 2 alive, and they managed to pick off Kerrigan at least. But they still have a long way ahead of him, especially now that it's just Skadoodle now, all by his lonesome, 1v4, and he gets spotted. They peek him together, they get the job done, and TSM, 8 rounds on the board now.
Yeah, that's Cloud9 trying to use this looser play style there, but it's just a very sloppy execution. They were very apprehensive there.
So slow.
Exactly. They had a window opportunity. When you've committed 5 people to that side of the map, you have no idea what else is going on. You don't know if you've lost B control, you don't know if you push mid. You can't allow yourself to actually not have any sort of intel about pushing in. You need to commit at that stage. Simple execution is all required. They Molotov towards truck with this forklift, but it didn't do anything with it. Just allowed the Citizens to reposition. Crossfire comes in, but here we go then. Shroud opens it up, takes down Kerrigan. Dupree replies. But it's still the 5-4. They have a massive mountain to climb still here, not Cloud9.
Oh, it's not over yet, exactly. Nothing. He's just got reloading. Nothing he could do. Cajun will find him. And so now it's going to be Cloud9 trying to rotate around, trying to head over towards this A site. They go charging through the smoke. And there's the first. Skadoodle wins the duel versus Zipnix, but then Device from short holds that line. And he's got that M4, plenty of bullets. And he's even got a Tech 9. You can't stop this man, the one-man army. He will put that 9th round on the board here for TSM, and just a very solid anti-eco there for the Danes.
Yeah, round by round, little by little, TSM can crawl back into this one. I see a pause coming in. I assume it's for technical reasons, because obviously they just won the round, so...
No, well, I mean, is it, let's see. Ah, okay, I see. So a little bit of just a hiccup here for TSM, it seems. Thought perhaps that Cloud9 were actually going to want to go for some kind of tack pause.
That would have made sense.
The eco.
Yeah.
They've got the money to buy now. They can go for the nades, full nades, AWP.
They still have the buffer to play. I think you probably want to save that one till probably around, the next one, 13-10. That's where things get scary for them. So that's when they probably want to say, okay, let's slow things down. Let's stop this momentum right now. They probably have some more things in their arsenal. They want to try some more methodical approaches to the map, and there's actually using the tactics they have in their bank. But this technical issue is going to slow things down a little bit. It actually helps out Cloud9, I guess. It's going to slow down the momentum regardless. So maybe they can take advantage of this and actually use the time to work out what they're going to do here. So you can see the buy has come in a little bit. Shroud and Sean going with the AKs. The rest of the guys, healthy money as well. Skadoodle could have the AWP on this half, but he hasn't had that much impact on the T side of the orb so far.
And this kind of works as a double-edged sword here for TSM. They're getting a moment to have a bit of a breather themselves, perhaps talk things over, but I mean, Cloud9 are getting a free timeout.
Exactly.
They're getting to just sit there. You can see a lot of discussion happening over here on Cloud9's side as to what they want to do in this round. They could just tomb TSM right here, or at least force them to really tap into that bank that has been developing over the past couple of rounds. They have 3 players with nearly $6,000, a little bit more than $6,000 on TSM side, so the money is there. Cloud9, I mean, they've kind of have run out of that space of just, you know, if we win one round, it's going to be easy street. It's going to be 4 spies for TSM.
Let's have a look at the buy coming in. We are unpausing this time. It looks like Skadoodle will be opting for that orb. He's actually still on 21 frags, but the most has come from the AK-47 this half. Full utility of the rest of his guys, and AK-47s as well. Nothing too special coming into this round in terms of stacks for the CTs. Just 2-2-1 setup. It's going to be Zipex alone on the A-bomb side. Can play that position very well. Always good for 1 or 2 frags, and the execution comes in.
And again, no early challenge mid for Cloud9. TSM keep putting guys there as well. They're just waiting for Cloud9 to try and change it up, but Cloud9, it seems like they're just so reticent. They don't want to go in there and face that juggernaut that is Kerrigan, who keeps sitting behind those sandbags and caging up in vents. They always seem to lose out in these kinds of situations, Cloud9, so.
They're going to be saving their smoke grenades here. This suggests something more tactical coming in this round. Maybe trying to lock out some of the players they know what's going on. But
Ska's been boosted up with the AWP. That's one way to approach things, looking into connector. He's hoping. Device is playing from sandbags, though, so they haven't spotted each other yet. Device just playing very passively, does not want to give this opening kill. Skadoodle is going to have to commit, though. He takes a peek at vents, looking to see if Cajun's playing there. And nothing is going to be the one finding Device behind the sandbags. There's the kill. And now TSM are blind. They need to get Cajun up there as quickly as possible. They need to get some kind of info. And well, there it is. Bullet to the face, bro. Nothing. He lays him out. Not going to get the second one, though. Dupree is there to hold the line. But it's still a man advantage for Cloud9. 30 seconds left, though. They're starting to run out of it, and they're losing control of the situation. Dupree and Zipix, and Dupree again! This is falling apart now for Cloud9. They've just lost control of the situation completely.
That's got to be so frustrating for them. Nothing doing huge work there, finding the first 2 frags. But Dupree steps up massively once again. He gets 3 frags, leaving Shroud in an unwinnable situation. 10 seconds remaining. Hasn't got the bomb, and Zipex puts him to sleep there. But what a round, and a comeback from TSM to keep them alive in this series. It looked like Cloud9 had worked it out. They'd done the perfect play. They countered where TSM had been setting up. They opted to go through towards the defense, but Dupree playing so well in that round, gets 3 kills and brings it back in their favor. And Cloud9 now with no choice but to get guns once again. Galil on Sean, but the problem is such a distinct lack of utility going through.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with this buy.
They're impossible here. So
why not go for a quasi buy? Why not go for Tech-9s and some nades? Maybe a Kevlar. You don't need to go for the full buy where you only have 3 smokes and an HE to work with.
Lose this round. They are a maximum loss bonus, but let's see what they can do with this. Double AWP setup coming in from TSM this time. It's going to be full turrets coming in. Cloud9 need to work out how they can use these smokes to their advantage. No flashbangs to play with now.
This is a bit too close. TSM, I mean, this is a round where they could farm.
Yep.
And then they regenerate that bank that they just spent in this round right here. So very dangerous situation here. This is a big call from Cloud9, basically. This is Sean putting his foot down and saying, okay, it's time to risk it. We're going to go for the big play.
Well, so far...
I love that Dupree's opping as well. You know, sometimes you see him, he's like, I could be an opper.
Yeah, you can have a go.
And, you know,
I'll miss a few
we never
shots,
said
sure.
that, Dupree.
Well, he gets the spot anyway, so he can work out what they may be doing. The T's not going to react to that too much. They're going to be smoked out. Just going to wait for the 15 seconds to raise, and then now you can work out what their next move is. To spread out across the map, they're not committed to anything. They haven't got control or information on any part of the map. Time ticking away. I'd assume with these 2 smokes, the simple A play coming in once more. Smoke towards quad, smoke towards highway, run out and hope for the best. That's not going to help those. Carrigan picks up the first.
Yeah, exactly. They've lost nothing, and nothing is always on the extremities, it seems, here for Cloud9. So TSM can probably start putting 2 and 2 together. They've already started the rotation over to the A side. Device holding close is going to pick up 1, 2, and he knows the man is in squeak. He's not going to get a 3rd, but then that comes down to Zipix to hold the line, and they is just going to completely tomb Cloud9 as they try and get out onto that site. Yeah, there is the tactical pause coming in from Cloud9. Now they decide to try and slow things down again.
That was so unbelievably obvious. It was kind of shocking, really, just because you saw it even when Cloud9 hadn't even shown any presence there, and the Molotovs come flying into all the key areas. They just didn't have anything to work with. That was the problem going for the force buy and cash. You need at least flashbangs to chuck through those smokes as you execute. Otherwise, the CT's going to have absolute field day as you make your way into the bomb site. They tried the smokes, Molotovs get dropped, and they just hadn't done anything else with the map. You hadn't pushed any CTs back at all.
No, I mean, hard to say what would be the ideal call right now. If they went for a force buy in this situation, I think that's a bit much. I think that's a bit rich.
This is like...
You need
so
to go
scared
for
of this
Tech-9 quasi-buy.
Whoever's
now.
making the call here, you need to be sure on your decision. Like you said, I think the quasi-buy is probably good. I would say get some Tech-9s, get the smokes, just do a really telegraphed set piece, smokes onto A, just go for a plant, get some guns off the CTs, and then you literally, that's still a winnable situation. We see teams like Envious do it all the time. So the Tech-9s especially, we know these players are capable of getting into this bomb site. That would be the call for me. Leave middle alone. It's too long range. You're going to get shut down with the AWPs. Some smokes, some Tech-9s, and some flashbangs.
Put Trout there with the deagle.
Yep, that
and
works.
then put the other guys over on the...
Yeah, you can do that.
The other guys can go on to A.
That's what, if I was the coach right now, I'd say let's just aim for a bomb plant here, stabilize the economy, get that $800 into the next round. We're a maximum loss bonus anyway. We'll have a nice, decent buy, and then we can try and work a slower pace tactic like nothing did before. He got his first 2 frags, just unable to clinch out the round there. So you can see the guys discussing it right now. Sean and nothing, the masterminds in the team right now. TSM, though, after a difficult first half, I would say they're the ones with the advantage right now in terms of the money. They're winning this one. It just depends what Cloud9, what route do they choose to follow here, Semler?
It has to be a quasi-buy. If they go for a force buy, they're insane. They're insane.
Does it, though?
It has to be. You cannot fully commit to this. You need to get that op on Skadoodle. You need to get all the nades. You need to get Molotovs to just put a Molotov behind sandbags in mid every single time, because that's where they keep going. It seems solo mid, but there it is. Yeah, it is going to be just a little bit of a mix. They want to maximize this next round here, Cloud9, and this is the correct play, in my opinion.
I think so. Like,
you got Deagles. You can still do damage.
You're playing the percentages, right? Yeah. You just want to make sure you go into the next round.
Single flash.
Try and go for a bomb here. Yeah, 1 flash. Probably go towards A. Maybe boost towards middle. Find a couple of kills and just make the CT sweat a little. Let's see what they can do with this one as we enter round number 25. Skadoodle not buying anything this time, so that suggests a go for the orbs into the next round. But that double orb setup still rolling strong for TSM here.
They don't really have anything, and that was the flash, the one flash. And while Kerrigan is still lurking around here, he's got that AWP, so it's looking pretty healthy for him. Device to take out Shroud, though. No joy there for Shroud with that Deagle. Well, I mean, they will be able to return. Sean Garris takes out Device. Great refrag. There's still a man alive on the site, though. That's Zipnix holding it out, and he is just going to be able to lock this down. 2 kills to his name. Skadoodle and Freakazoid, the last 2 alive, trying to rotate around, trying to find a different way in. But they've just spread out TSM. There's no real weakness here.
This is the thing. They know Cloud9 have nothing to play with here. A Glock and a Desert Eagle.
Did Cajun not spot Freakazoid jumping there? That's a little awkward. I mean, still hit, aim, you know, hit punch, basically.
There it is.
And another one. So 2 headshots for TSM, and they keep their cool. They keep 3 players alive, so that's going to maintain their economy.
Well, this is a very healthy buy now for Cloud9. This is what we wanted to see. Take the eco on the chin last round and give yourself a real fighting chance going into this one. Skadoodle definitely can pick up the AWP. They can go that slow play towards middle. They know where Kerrigan plays from. Try and work the picks, then go into your execution. Let's see what they can do there.
They're going for some old cheek, aren't they? They're boosting up onto the van. No,
They can get
are they? I think they are. Yeah, they're going to try and set up for that boost. See if they can't catch somebody looking on short. And the timing is just off, barely. If they could have got that first jump, they would have caught the man out of position. Device was peeking behind the box in mid. That would have been perfect. Just a half-second shy there for Cloud9. They would have had a lot of joy there, but it's just not the case this time. And so TSM, they dodged a bit of a bullet there. They're playing very passively. It's Kerrigan just holding way far back into connector, looking towards boost, I imagine. And then the rest of TSM not really giving too much here for Cloud9 to work with. They can't seem to find that first frag. It's going to have to be done the hard way.
This is the thing, when you have the double orb set up, you don't really need to do too much of it, and that's exactly why as Kerrigan finds the first kill onto Freakazoid now, brings it to the 5-4 and applies pressure to the T's once more. This round will bring them to the 13-13. Nothing once again, getting that mid control, but the CT's playing passively, allowing him to have it. They're going to bring the orb back towards the quad area of the A bomb site, and this is where Sean needs to work out what he's going to do with it. Look at the passive setup towards B as well. TSM are prepared for whatever Cloud9 can throw at them. This is a huge one, and it looks like it's going to be another difficult round for them to get into the site.
They have all the nades as well. Zipnix says there was an incendiary.
Ooh.
I mean, if you can hit headshots like that, thank you very much, Sean Garris. That's going to start things off. Sean Garris, double entry onto the B side. Zipnix and CT will shut him down. So we're into a 3-on-3 still. They still have the nades as well. Nice little flash, so that's going to force Zipnix to fall back. That could let them get onto this side, Cloud9 with that bomb. And Kerrigan just barely misses the shot, but Device is there to take out nothing. That was a backstab from the B halls. So now it's going to tighten up on this site. There's the flash, Shroud blind, and Zipnix takes out Skadoodle. Cloud9, they get the bomb plan at least, so they will be able to continue to buy, but they just cannot seem to put it together here to take this round, to break this streak. It's getting out of control for TSM.
That is absolutely nuts. With Sean finding those first 2 frags on the side is why you thought, finally, they found some footing to this. They may get a bomb down. It may be a tight situation, but TSM, once again, putting in the brick wall and shutting it down. Kerrigan missing a couple of shots there, but the backstabs coming in from all angles was too much for Cloud9 to hold off. The good news is a maximum loss bonus and getting the bomb down once again. They can buy into this one. 13-13, not out of it just yet, but the dream is slowly slipping away. We're boosting out to middle, more of a fast play this time.
Oh, and nothing, just goes straight in for the fight. Kerrigan there, and Cajun as well. Kerrigan misses the shot, though, and now it's going to be Cajun B bringing it back. And they decided to challenge. They just ran in there, brave. Very brave from Cloud9, but you need to be able to hit those headshots. You can't just get picked off one at a time.
I love the way Kerrigan can play that sandbags position almost every single round in every game and always manages to find something from it. Locks them down and just completely neutralizes that push coming in. Dupree finds a kill as well. Simple round there for TSM. And no bomb on that time is going to leave Cloud9 in some difficult situations in terms of money here. They can get AKs and armors, but the utility is going to be lacking. So Skadoodle won't be out the AWP. They can get him a Galil if needed, but this is the one, Samla. The 9-minute situation, they had such a better round to play with, and now it's just fully stepped away, even after winning the pistol on this half.
Yeah, this is it.
Yet to win a gun round.
They just have not, I mean, this is old school TSM right here. This is just the CT wall, and you're not getting through it. They just shut you down every which way, wherever you go. Sean Garris, no joy. He tries to go for the quick peek into B halls, and he doesn't spot the man who's holding around the corner. That's Dupree playing very safe right now. And we'll have the rotation back over towards that A side for Kerrigan. Of course, he wants to get into connector. He's going to help from Zipnix as well, peeking. TSM are so good about just getting in there, get that info real quick, back out. Do not give Cloud9 a free frag, but get the info so that you can have the setup. Although, as I say that, Freakazoid's going to walk in and take out Device on that A site. bit of a cheeky spot boosted up on the boxes. You don't see that every day. And Sean Gares takes out Dupree. That was over in the B halls. Now TSM have got to be wondering where the hell are they coming from. We're losing men all over the place.
This would be a nightmare round for them to lose. 5-on-3 once again. Don't let this one slip away. Carrigan is waiting for them towards quad with an AWP. Need to make sure they be very careful. They've got smokes to play with. Take them, use them, and make sure you lock off the key choke points and make sure that the AWPers can't lock you down in the situation. Oh God.
Yeah, and there it is. It's the beginning. Carrigan to take out Skadoodle. Nobody there to refrag. He nearly gets the wall bang into Squeak as well. Shroud lucky to get away with it. Sean Gares, though, will get that flank coming up short, but then Carrigan annihilates him, takes him out. Carrigan still alive on this site. Cajun B, he might as well be on the other side of the planet for all the help he's going to be. Shroud is there to take out Carrigan, and this is it now. Cloud9, they just might have done it. They might have broken the streak, and I'm wondering if Freakazoid was close enough to hear Cajun B stomping through there into Squeak. And yes,
they're back.
The USA chant begins.
The belief is back.
Right,
they finally convert the 5-on-3. Carrigan made it uncomfortable. He found 2 frags of the AWP, but they took him down, and this should be a round they cannot lose at this point. Just Cajun B remaining. He knows the money's not great in that camp, so he just wants to try and take down a few players with him.
Absolutely.
Don't go for the ninja.
They have the money. They have the money to buy. And there it is. That was a key frag. Shroud now, can he get out of this in one piece? He's got the AWP. He's just trying to run away as fast as he can, and Cajun's hot on his heels. Shroud not going to make it. No AWP saved. And Cajun, doesn't matter that he went up. I don't know why he looks frustrated. He just did exactly what he had to there.
That's so vital as well. Look at the money on Cloud9 after losing that AWP as well. I'm not sure they can buy another one, you know. So that's actually huge from Cajun just to take those 2 frags down. His team had a very healthy economy going forward. So that's actually massive because they're going to have the double ops here. Cloud9, they don't have one anymore. No. That's massive from Cajun. Even though they lost a round, he did enough just to give them a great footing into this one. So round number 29, 14-14. Both teams are up against the ropes. This round's going to decide it all, I feel. And Sean opens it up once again. He's coming to life in the second map.
Yeah, he takes it out. Great follow-up on that flash. Dupree just not able to do anything. And there's the opening frag. Nothing going for the free fire. He's got to find the headshot on Cajun. And they could very well be doing it. Sean Gares takes out the Vice. It's falling apart. TSM, though. Carrigan's not done. 3 kills for him, holding it. And he's got that bomb out in the open as well. So it's not going to get any easier here for Cloud9. Fresh smoke, and this is now just going to funnel Cloud9 right into his crosshairs. He hears him stomping around on the other side there, and he's actually going to go point blank, and now the 1v1. Is it actually happening? Quad kill. Is it the ace clutch for Carrigan? He goes for the frag, but it's not going to do it. Shroud is there to save him.
Wow. If he had pulled that off, I think that would have been one of the best clutches of the year. That was absolutely nuts from him. But somehow he doesn't pull it off. It looked like it was all set up for him. Walking through the smoke, I favoured him on that kill, but oh my God, what a round that was. And Cloud9 bring it to overtime at least. And now TSM lead this round. If they're going to take the second map, the crowd have gone absolutely wild here. And Cloud9 once again going into this fast A play.
And this is it. Just all-out aggression straight onto the side. No fear, only dreams, and they just might come true. Nothing with the double. Shroud follows it up, and it's on Dupree and Carrigan now to get the job done to save their teams and take it to overtime. They just go charging in. Point-blank shot on the Skadoodle to start, but Shroud is there to take on Dupree, and nothing removes Carrigan. They've done it. Cloud9, they've won the second map. This is going the distance.
Look how much it means to them as well. Freakazoid absolutely loving it. What a game that was. That absolutely delivered. So back and forth there after that CT half from TSM. I thought it was all but over. But the last few rounds, Cloud9 did just enough to take the second map. Great scenes here. That's going to be disappointing for TSM after doing so much work to claw back into it.
That's going to be shattering. I am as well, man. After that, need to have a bit of a breather. Carrigan, though. He got it, man. 1v4. Nearly the 1v5 ace clutch on land here.
Had you done that, I think I would have been done. I would have just like my head off, walked away. That was too much.
Not too much stage here. It might have been, a little bit of, might have fallen back. I mean, oh, wow, guys.
The thing is, those last 2 rounds as well, Cloud9 is just throwing the rulebook out. Let's just start rushing in. Let's just get in the bomb sites, force issue, and they get the job done. Good Lord.
Yeah, jitters. It's going to be Dust 2, the third map. But before we get to that, we're going to hear what the analysts have to say about that magnificent second map in this best of 3. Machine, the washing machine, take it away.
Thank you, Semler. I've got nothing for you. I've got absolutely nothing for you in return to that one, but I'm here once again. OJ has started something horrible. But I think jitters is the key word there. My heart is still a little hot after that Carrigan attempt. I think the entirety of both the stadium and the desk were just sitting there like, I wouldn't mind seeing a third map. And just about Cloud9 got there, but they did not make it pretty. Starting with you, Anders, I mean, that could have been a lot neater and tidier.
It could have been. I mean, the kind of lead that they had, obviously, you'd expect them to sort of sweep that away. But I mean, at the same time, they are playing TSM. It is one of the best teams in the world, and you know, you saw what TSM are capable of in that Karrigan clutch, well, near clutch, right? So very, very impressive. I mean, overall, I think Maniac, you called it very well in the beginning. That battle for the middle, so important, had such a huge impact on the game. And we saw some pretty creative ways of holding it as well. I mean, some run boosting even involved. I don't know, like this is a crazy game.
Yeah, creative run boost was actually, it was pretty spectacular. I came into the room, I just missed it. Everyone was like, yeah, so you missed something quite special from Cloud9. But I mean, here it is.
Nonsense.
This is it. Something a bit special.
So cool.
Yeah. This was a run boost, or did he get up on his own?
He got run boosted up there by a teammate.
That's perfect.
So
Quick assault from
Love
Cloud9.
it.
But I mean, the first point we need to make is that they kept, like, they called timeouts, but they felt like they hit a bit of a wall in that second half, Cloud9. You yourself were saying they kept trying to come back, kind of approach it very slowly, very methodically, and they almost looked like they were scared of TSM on that T side.
Yeah, I mean, when you start losing that many rounds in a row, you do. You get a little scared, you get a little intimidated, and it's like, all right, they have a money for these double op setup, like over and over again. Like, which side are we going to get picked off this round? It seemed like kind of that was the mindset. And this is something that Cloud9 has always lacked. Even when they had that run of, you know, those semifinals, they've always lacked that killer instinct. You know, when you've got a lead at 13-7, just close it out. Why does it have to get to this situation? That's the scary part. But, like, you know, unlike what we normally see out of North American teams, they find a way to dig deep and close it out. But I mean, I almost had to have words with Karrigan after that round. That gave me a heart attack.
Oh my God! And it's not like he was far away from it as well.
No.
Well, I want to ask the question though, because Henry brought up this idea of throwing out the rule book, and you know, if you're that far ahead, is it a question of overcalling like Maniac? Do you come to a time where you try too hard? Like, should you just be rushing like they did at the end and just, you know, trying to make that work?
Well, I think Moses made an interesting point about the killer instinct. Obviously, at the end of the second side, it was pretty clear that Cloud9 had no tactical response, no tactical answer to what was happening. And then finally, when they got the round, the winning round, it was about that killer instinct. It was about getting the headshot, going fast and clean. And yeah, it was very impressive. It wasn't about tactics anymore. It was about a duel. I win that duel, a clutch. We win the clutch. Everybody is standing and clapping and shouting. So it was very tense, and even we had goosebumps about that.
Yeah, it almost looked like when they were, you know, during that losing streak, they tried to be a little too tactical. And when they're taking these bomb sites, you know, everyone's thinking about what role do I play during this execution? Where am I supposed to be looking? Where am I going to guard my teammate from? And then eventually, they finally get that one run. They break the streak, and it's like B rush, and then A rush, and then it's just like, who cares what we're looking at? If my teammate falls, I'm going to kill the guy who got him, and then we're just going to work our way into the bomb site.
Yeah, and I mean, the other point, the main point needs to be made as well, is that they have the audacity after that Karrigan clutch where you were so close to the brink of failure, and then you have this call straight after, okay, we're just going to charge A. And they did just quite literally just throw bodies at A, and it worked. Yeah. Cloud9 finding some success. Our third map will be Dust 2. I need to know your thoughts on this one very quickly before we do disappear into a break. Anders.
I mean, TSM is very often called the best Dust 2 team in the world, and it's not for nothing. So it'll be a very, very hard fight for Cloud9 here. I called them in the beginning to win this on 3 maps, and I still will. I think Cloud9 will take it away. I think they're going to be so fired up, and I hope the audience is going to go nuts for this one. So yeah, Cloud9 to win it 16-14.
Yeah, I want this crowd to go absolutely insane. I want them to bring it for Cloud9. That's what they're going to need. And you're right, TSM, they are the best team on Dust 2, but despite that, they lose this map quite a bit. And it seems a little bit weird to say it like that, but we've seen them drop matches on this, even though they look like they are the best team on it.
And finally, your thoughts.
Well, I was going for 2-1 for TSM, and I will have to change my mind. Even though TSM is probably one of the best Dust 2 team at the moment.
Yeah.
From the way this map finished, the hype, how Cloud9 must be feeling right now, they must be so pumped. The crowd is crazy. And I also believe that we are going to a 16-14 Cloud9. I mean, I changed my mind, I take the blame, but how crazy this map was.
Where are we?
Somewhere in the world,
yeah,
Baby Eagle was born just now.
What alternate
I'm a Swiss
reality
guy.
is this?
You know, I'm a Swiss guy. I switched to the winning side.
Oh, right. Okay,
There
so
we
the
go.
desk is calling Cloud9. The crowd have already been kind of cited as the 6th man for Cloud9. We're intrigued to see how much noise they can make as we are going to be going into Dust 2 as our third decider map in this best of 3. Stay with us.